Oh, I mean, I'm a little bit nervous now. Um,
It's a really normal feeling.
yeah. So, so yeah, I wanted to ask a question related to a recent social situation I lived. Uh, and I think it's kind of correlated with my dharma, but um, we're gonna get through that, I guess. So so um, so yeah, every time I screw up, it takes me a long time to recover. Even though I can live in the moment at times, uh, I tend to remember what I did to the person I'm looking at if they're close. Because I want forgiveness and to change myself so it doesn't happen again. Um, I often find myself in a situation where I want to talk to the person in person about that, but I have a hard time doing so because I see it inappropriate when the other person has already moved on after the issue was taken care of on the phone, through chat or voice messages. Um, while being while being in stressful situations, I tend to analyze every detail of what I think was done right and wrong. I do that all the time, and when I think I find problems, I want to solve them as soon as possible. So my mind is not filled with them when I'm alone. Uh, then dancing, producing music, doing things with friends, meditate sometimes, and in this case, working with a friend of mine in a project, we have hopes of for it succeeding. Sometimes it helps, but it's even cathartic, but it's not enough because the I return to the process of analysis uh,
Okay,
when I
so
wanted.
let
Hmm.
me ask you a question. So it sounds to me
Yeah,
like you spend a lot of time going over mistakes that you think you made in your head when it
yeah,
relates to interacting with other people.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
So let me ask, can you just tell us like an example of like a mistake that you made with someone and what kind of thoughts you were having?
yeah. Yesterday, a friend of mine. I mean, her father went to the hospital, and I started to ask if how was she feeling, like how to how how she was dealing with it, like in a moment that it was inappropriate for her, and I didn't know it uh, until last night when another friend of ours told me, "Hey, man, you went too far." Like she didn't like at all the that you try to um, to search for how she was feeling, and
And
and I yeah.
can you walk me through the conversation that you had with her?
mm, with the friend who told me that I screwed up.
The conversation you had with the original person about the hospital and how they were handling it.
Oh yeah. When she was at the hospital, I asked her. I can't remember well how she was.
I mean, how many times? Like what? Like how many questions did you ask her?
mm, that I can remember just one. Like how are you feeling?
And you thought that that was asking too much?
No, not at all. I wanted to support her.
And so, so it sounds like your friend thought that what you said was inappropriate.
Yep.
And do you agree with your friend?
Uh, it depends on how you look at it. Like at the moment, she didn't feel good at all because her mind, she was thinking of her father basically, the person who
Yep.
who was harmed, and in that sense, yeah, it was. I think it was technically inappropriate, but
So, and what do
I
you
also
go by? What do you? How should I address you?
Adam. My name is Adam.
Adam with an M or an N?
It is with an N.
Okay,
You
Adam.
can yeah.
So Adam, here is my initial thought. Okay, and I'm sorry that
Hmm.
maybe this won't be very helpful, but so the
Sure.
first is that I would, how can I say this? So I would be really paying attention to what are the drivers inside you at each step of the way. So, you
Mm.
know, like let me just give you an example. So we sometimes have
Yeah.
people in our community that want to help other people, but they don't want to help other people. They want to help other people for their own sake. Like I need to feel good about myself, and in order to feel good
Yeah.
about myself, I need to help someone else. So their helping other people almost becomes selfish. And like
Yeah.
sometimes like those people really don't like respect boundaries well. Because they're like, "Oh, I can really help you. I can really help you. Like I need you to let me help you." And so sometimes like people will not feel confidence or won't feel good about themselves unless they are able to help other people.
Yeah.
So I think it's worthwhile exploring whether you fall into that. So when you're trying
I
to,
think
yeah,
I think I fall into that sometimes. Yeah.
right. So that's something that you need to be really careful about and just kind of notice that. And
Yeah.
and sometimes for people, because I mean what you're describing doesn't sound inappropriate to me. It sounds like you had a friend that was going through a tough time and you just asked them one question about
Hmm.
how they're feeling, and then like
Yeah.
you
I
know
have
uh,
an issue. Like I can remember how much into detail I went right now.
yet you can or cannot.
I cannot.
Yeah, that's okay. So that's why we're gonna
Hmm.
just the situation you're describing doesn't sound inappropriate to me. So
Hmm.
even if it's not inappropriate, we can still lay out like how to approach the problem. Okay. So one
Yeah.
is that if your desire to help other people comes from a need that you have to help other people, then that's not really good. It's not healthy because people
Hmm.
may not need your help, but you are like
Yeah,
trying to
that's true.
force your help on them. That's one option.
Yeah.
Second thing to think a little bit about is that when your friend, like maybe the problem is with your friend. It may not be you at all. It could be that your friend is behaving, that really what you asked was completely okay, and your friend just thinks it was inappropriate, but it's not really inappropriate. So then the question becomes, if your friend says something, why do you trust their word instead of your own judgment?
Yeah, that's tough right now.
Right? So like it's a little bit unclear.
Hmm.
But I think at the end of the day, the most important thing, Adam, is to just to think a little bit about what's driving you on the inside.
Yeah.
Like so even when and I think your original question was about how you overthink things when you have interactions with people.
Yeah.
And so like if we think about overthinking, what is the root of that overthinking? Like what are you concerned about when you're overthinking? Like when you're thinking about this, like what I don't know how to say this, but like, when you have
Hmm.
anxiety over something, you're usually afraid of a particular thing happening. And so
Hmm.
all of your
Yeah.
overthinking is going to revolve around something that could happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
What is the thing that you're afraid of that will happen?
Hmm. The person uh, ends up not being able to deal with many stressful situations or bad situations.
So you're concerned about how the person is going to end up, not what they're going to think about you.
No. Yeah. How the person's gonna end up.
And so you think that something that you told them is going to like actually cause them harm?
No. No,
Can you?
I don't think that at those moments, and the what I'm saying is it's causing or it's gonna cause harm. Like at the moment, I I recognize it caused an amount of harm, but in the long term, I'm not sure either.
I'm starting to
I
lose you a
think.
little bit, Adam. What are you when
Mhm.
you overthink a situation? What like help me understand? Can you tell me what your actual thoughts are
Can you repeat when I?
when you overthink something? So here's what I
Oh, yeah.
understand. Yeah. So what's an example of the kind of thoughts that you have?
Like for example, if the person, if I detect the person has problems with codependence, for example, uh, I think on how how can I help them deal with a certain situation, so they don't depend on others, and they for example accept how things are, and and
So you try to help people with their codependence.
yeah, that's one example.
Okay.
Yeah, because in this case with this friend of mine, I detect codependence from her.
And how does
From
she
any
respond to that?
mm, when we talk about it, and she's not dealing with a hard situation like yesterday's, it's fine. Like she told me like it's okay that we talk about those things when she said when it's about the past, but when I'm dealing with something hard for me, it bothers me.
What bothers you about that?
No, it bothers her. I mean, I was talking from her angle, like
So, Ed and I'd start by like this issue, which is like why you have to bring up the codependence in the first place.
right now.
Right. So like this is where I think, like you said, you fall into this category of people who like need to like there are people who are fixers, right? So
Yeah,
people who like need to fix other people.
mm, yeah, as well as myself.
Yeah, so I think this is where a lot of times like being a fixer comes from the inability to fix yourself.
Mm, yeah, it could be. Yeah.
So this is where like what's going to happen is like you're going to go around trying to fix all the problems in the world instead of like to make up for the fact that you can't like fix yourself.
Mm, well, I spend a lot of time trying to well fix myself.
And how's that working?
In many in many areas, it's working in some areas, but not on others. Like
So
I used to, or I tend to to be like I can fix things on my own, and I think I have a hard time to not just for help, but to um, move on with the process of getting help.
how do you feel about getting help?
Yeah.
How do you feel about getting help?
Mm, right now, right now, you mean?
Like so when it comes to your problems, how do you feel about you getting help from other people to fix your problems?
Oh, sometimes it feels good. At the moment it's stressful, but
What's stressful
but
about it?
mm, I I think that they burn my lies away. That's how I see it.
They what?
They burn my lies away.
Burn your what away?
My lies. I'm sorry.
Oh, they burn your lies away when you get help from other people?
Yeah.
And how do you feel about having your lies burned away?
Stressful.
Yeah. So, Adam, I think that this is like going to be a little bit complicated, but here's what I think, okay? So I think you've got to be like really careful here, because I think that you're falling into this trap of like, you know, you're so eager to help other people, and you really want to like it's a good thing, right? Because you want to make the world a better place. You want to protect people from suffering. You want to point out to other people the problems that you have. But I'm reminded of what they say on airplanes, which is put your own oxygen mask on before you help someone else with theirs.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And so I think a lot of this stuff is like weird, like projection is kind of like what we think about in psychology, which is like you're trying to go out and fix all these other people's problems, but it seems like you're hesitant to have other people look at yours. And as long as you're fixing the rest of the world, like you don't have to worry about fixing yourself. Whereas I think what you need to do is do it the other way. Like focus on yourself first. And I know this sounds weird, Adam, but like I don't try to help anyone.
I know.
And what I've found is that like when people need your help, it's like their job to come to you and ask for it. Like, you don't go around trying to force people into improving their lives. And oftentimes when I see people who do that, that has to do more with, like, themselves than it has to do with the other people. Now, I think buried, like, throughout all this stuff, you sound to me like a very genuinely caring person. And that you want to make the world a better place. And the world needs more people like you. And so I think it's wonderful that you have all those qualities. But I think that you have to really put your own mind in order for you to be able to, like, see someone objectively. Because as long as you have all these issues, like, going on in your head, your mind is going to warp what you see from the rest of the world. And it's hard to describe, but, like, I've just seen that, you know, people who are really capable of helping someone else have their own houses in order first.
Yeah. I'm aware of that, and I try to apply it.
Good.
But I see I fail when this kind of situations happen. Like when I screw up, it's like what if I was too focused on them when they didn't need me?
Right. So then the question becomes, how does it feel to not be needed by them?
When I'm aware, it's like oh crap, they don't need me, but I have my own things. Like I'm gonna leave them alone. It takes me time, but at that moment in time, I wasn't aware at all.
Yeah,
I thought I was doing actual good.
Of course, and I think that's what I mean. I think you're a caring person, but I think that something about the way that your mind is working, your ego is getting involved with your caring. Right? So, like, what I'm detecting from what you're saying, and I could be wrong here because I don't really have a complete picture.
I understand.
But what I'm kind of hearing is that, like, helping other people is, like, a part of your identity. And at that point, it's no longer about them. It's actually about you. And usually when that happens, like, you can end up hurting people, right? Which is what you're afraid of.
When it becomes about me helping people instead of about them.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens. I do my best to acknowledge the fear and to think logically. Like,
so
okay,
Adam, I can
do. It might happen that I harm this person at this moment, but if this doesn't happen, or if I don't do
this,
this other stuff could happen.
Yeah. So, but that's not your problem.
Well, yeah.
Right. That's their life. And so, like, the main question that I have for you, and I think you've got to be careful there, which is, It looks like we got a raid, so I'll be with you guys in just a second. We're just wrapping up. Okay. So, Adam, here's what I'd say. Like, I think it goes back to when it comes to helping other people helping you. You said something about lies, that your lies are like seen through.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I don't agree with what they say, and that is stressful too.
Yeah. So
And,
so I think
and
that's
sometimes, uh-huh.
yeah, that's where I think you need to do the work. Okay, so it's not about whether they're right
Uh-huh.
or wrong, but what I really want you to do is stop focusing on other people and focus on yourself first. And even if they're right or wrong, don't turn away from other people helping you. And and
No.
even when it comes to helping other people, notice that driver is like kind of like a hunger inside you. Like it almost feels like a hunger to me that you need
No.
to help other people.
Yeah.
And so just be a little bit careful about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because like you know, if you're satisfying your own hunger, you're not really helping other people. Like sure other people can benefit from it.
It's true.
And so just be and this is where like I think part of the problem is like I don't know if you're okay being selfish, but I think like you need to learn how to be selfish.
Yeah, I'm okay with being selfish.
Okay, good. So I mean something about everything that you're saying, Adam, is the takeaway that I'm hearing from you, and I apologize if I'm not, you know, able to understand your situation quite as well,
It's okay. It's
but
okay.
I think that you should stop, like look at yourself more and try to help yourself more, and then as
Yeah.
you grow as a person, other people will come to you
Yeah.
for help. You shouldn't
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
seek it out. Like when you have your own life in order, other people, believe me, will show
Yeah.
up and
Yeah. It
ask you
sometimes
for help.
happens.
Good.
Yeah.
So those are the
Yeah.
people you should focus on helping, but it's not the kind of thing where you go around and like hunt people down and try to help them. Like it's nice to be a caring friend. It's nice to help people when they come to you,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, I'd really focus on helping yourself first and like put that oxygen mask on before you start dealing with
Yes.
someone else.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah. 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 I'm in the process.
Good.
That's the point. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think being a part of this conversation is a part of that process. So I really
Yes.
commend you for coming on today.
Oh, what does commend mean? Like
Commend
I'm
means
a Spanish.
commend means I think you did an awesome job, and I'm very happy that I think you did a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for letting me in.
yeah, I think it's
Um.
great. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people can resonate, and
I agree.
hearing your situation, like a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah. Um. I also have another issue. It's
Okay,
part of helping myself.
okay,
Indeed. um. Some many times I feel that void in my heart in regards to physical affection. It affects me when people I have an emotional connection with go to their homes, and I cannot even hug them, and many times when I wake up in the morning, some like sometimes thinking about the things I can work on, like music or dancing, it helps. But it's taken me a while to wake up. Like,
I'm sorry, I don't quite understand. So it sounds like you have trouble not being able to hug people when you leave.
yeah, to hug people and to receive uh, that kind of affection.
It's hard for you to receive the affection, or it's hard for you to not receive the affection.
It's hard for me to receive the affection, like
What makes it
in
hard?
overall.
What makes it hard when people hug you?
No, no, not at that moment. Like when people hug me, and people that I feel a deep connection with hug me, I have no problem. The problem I have is that I feel that I'm lacking in general of affection. That I need more,
Do you
and
need more
sometimes
affection?
I want more affection.
So what's wrong with that?
Nothing. There's nothing wrong.
So what's the
That's part
problem?
of. uh, that 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 I think I'm not getting enough.
That is a problem.
Yeah,
What are we going to do about it?
good question.
Adin,
Uh,
are you in a romantic relationship right now?
no,
When was the last time you were in one, or have you been in one?
that has been established. Actually, never. I had a friend of mine, um, from whom I would receive a lot of affection, but she was. I felt a lot of toxicity. Like she had serious issues, like suicide and this kind of stuff.
And how did it
And
feel to receive affection from someone who had a lot of issues?
mm, at those moments felt good.
It felt good.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
what do you think about it now?
mm, that part was okay. Like there is nothing about
Adin,
getting.
why don't you think you've had a girlfriend?
Uh, because I haven't exposed myself enough.
Okay.
Yeah, like I haven't shown my guts enough. Like you say.
And what keeps you from showing your guts?
Mm, right now, nothing. In general, many kinds of fears. Like I want to be able to dance in public more and to sing in public more. Like, and I'm very scared about those things. Like, and I want to do it because I do them because I love them.
And what keeps you from dancing and singing in public?
I don't know how to organize an event here where I live, for example,
So it sounds like
and that
you're not afraid of dancing and singing in public. You just haven't had the opportunity.
mm, yeah, it feels that way. Yeah.
What does not dancing and singing in public have to do with finding a girlfriend?
Mm, I related those topics as being authentic and as using those things as means to attract people.
So do you
I
feel
mean, to
like you
attract
need to
girls.
do those things to attract girls?
Not exclusively. Like those are options, but
But
not
those are
exclusively.
the options that you think about. So I asked you about a girlfriend
Yeah,
and you started talking about dancing and singing in public.
yeah. The answer to the girlfriend is no. Like, uh, I've never had a formal girlfriend. Like that
And
never happened.
is that because you haven't danced and sung in public?
No, 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 no. It's not because of that.
So okay, this is the thing, Adam. I want you to notice a little bit about how you're answering my questions.
Yeah,
Okay? So like
yeah.
I asked
I
you
wanna
about So first
I
of
wanna
all,
learn.
yeah, so I think that part of so the helping thing, it sounds to me like maybe you derive a lot of your self-esteem and a lot of your worth out of helping other people, which can be
Yes.
wonderful. But I think that you've got to be a little bit careful because that's still it's really about your ego, it's not about the other person. The second thing is that it sounds to me like you're hungry for affection. And in the past you've received affection from people that like have some challenges or facing some problems and maybe they're not really in a relationship. I mean, they're not in the right mind or right place to be in a relationship, but those
Mm-hmm.
are the people that you've had affection from in the past,
Mm, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
It was. Yeah.
I think this sounds kind of weird, but like I think you
Mm-hmm.
need someone to love, and I think someone you need to be loved by someone.
I agree. I
And
agree.
that's where like all this savior shit, like all that savior complex and stuff, like let that stuff go. It sounds to me like
Yeah.
what you really need is like you need someone to love and take care of, and in turn you need someone to love and take care of you.
Yes.
And this is where I think for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that you're you're afraid that whatever you are is not good enough.
No.
And so that's where you need to do the work. Right? Because if I ask you, like, why you don't have a girlfriend, and you're like, there aren't events where I can sing and dance in public, like, what? It's kind of a weird answer.
Yeah, it is.
And so what I'm hearing from that, like, I don't mean to make fun of you. I'm really not trying to make fun of you there, but
I know.
And so it's kind of like, it almost says to me that, you'll be worthy of attracting someone when you can display your best qualities. And that's when, like, you'll find a girlfriend, is when you can do these things. But I want you to be really careful there. Because, like, life is full of all kinds of stuff that we don't do because it's not the perfect timing. I'll apply to college when I know I can get a 4.0 GPA. I'll find a girlfriend once I'm in shape. I'll go to the gym once I exercise enough at home so that I don't embarrass myself when I go to the gym.
Oh, yeah.
Like, all these kinds of things where, like, we don't want to do stuff until we're ready. And if we really look at this, like, what does ready mean? What ready means is that it alleviates our anxiety because we're afraid of failure. And so in order to deal with that fear of failure and that fear of rejection, Adam is going to be such a fucking sexy mess. He's going to be so hot singing and dancing in public that the girls won't be able to restrain themselves. And if you really think about it, like, what does that mean? It means that you want to, like, you're not ready to put yourself out there until you know that they're going to love you. And that day will never come.
I know.
And so what you really need to work on is, like, your anxiety and fear about, like, how you're not lovable yet. Because you're absolutely lovable, bro.
Yeah, I know.
And so just give people the opportunity to love you.
Yeah. I tried to do that. Some days ago, when a friend of mine was like, we talked about the meeting, and she just randomly she went to her boyfriend.
Adam,
she didn't think about anyone else.
Dude, listen, you gotta stop having these, like, friend zone relationships with women. If you're interested in a woman and she's got a boyfriend, go to a different woman. And if you like a girl, fucking ask her out.
Yeah.
And if she turns you down, like, understand that it's gonna hurt. And you're gonna feel unlovable again. Which is what you're afraid of in the first place, which is why you need to sing and dance in front of them. Because you're afraid they won't accept you the way that you are. And when you get hurt, log on to our Discord and tell people that you just got rejected by a woman and that you feel that, like, you're unlovable. And let us help you. And then go and ask out another girl. And stop trying to help people to get them to fall in love with you. Just let them fall in love with you because of who you are, not because you helped them overcome their codependency.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought about all of this that way. Like, I'm very fine if I actually had a fear of being unlovable.
Yeah, I think you do. But you are lovable, which is why it's so fucking sad.
Yeah,
you're great,
I know.
bro.
I know I am.
Yeah, but there's a part of you that believes that you're not.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what you got to work through.
Yeah. I'm already trying to sit with that part of me.
Good. Just, dude, give women the chance to love you, man.
Yeah.
Give them the chance because it's going to be to their benefit. It'll be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and of mine too.
Yeah.
Both ways. And I love that part of life.
Good. Like, look at that. Like, you love that part of life. Like, who the fuck wouldn't want to date
you? That's true.
Yeah, right. So let them partake of a little bit of Adam.
Yeah.
Give them the gift of yourself.
Yes.
instead of trying to emotionally support chicks who have boyfriends. Like what?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Right?
Yeah, like they have the boyfriend. It's like why yeah, why don't they do their shit also, like
Why are you talking to a girl who has a boyfriend, Adam?
excuse me, can you repeat?
Yeah, why are you like talking to a girl who has a boyfriend? Like, go talk to a different girl who's available.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, I want to be a genuine friend to people I know.
Well, good for you. I'd say find a girlfriend first and then go be a genuine friend to the rest of the world.
Oh, interesting, interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, because maybe I focus too much on being a genuine friend
Yes.
instead of
Yes.
finding a girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're damn right you do.
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
I-
So your
I
emotional
realize.
energy, like she's not like put it into someone who will love you back
Yes.
in the way that you love them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Now I'm reprioritizing my myself for what I'm gonna do in general.
Good. Good. Good luck, Adam.
Can you repeat?
I said good luck.
Oh, thank you, man. I love talking to you, by the
I love talking to you too. I think you're a delight to talk to.
way. Thank you.